Hello, and welcome to Under 1000. My name's Thomas Flower, and each episode I'll read you a piece of flash fiction. All of the stories are 1000 words or less. Today, I'll be reading The Final Letter. Dear Mum, I'm assuming you'll be the one to find and read this first. If I'm wrong, then I'm sorry to whoever else picked this up. I guess you can see what's happened here, whoever you are. I don't know if my actions can be justified or made sense of for you, but I'd like to try anyway. I was just so tired. Fully, fundamentally exhausted, deep down in my bones. I know you saw it in me, an increasingly lifeless husk shambling around before you. Not only was nothing going the way I wanted it to, or had been told it would, but I couldn't even see a way out of the mess I was making. The only thing that could move me forward was to do something big, something crazy. I guess you can probably see now that that's what I did. Now I know I probably should have asked for help or something like that when things started spiraling. I'm sure if I was there right now, you'd tell me you'd have done everything you could, if only I'd let you know how bad it had all got. And you're right. If I'd done that at the start, we probably could have been in a very different situation right now. But the worse things got, the more I was convinced that I couldn't drag you into this. I was already dealing with so much, sharks snapping at my feet with every decision I made. I didn't want to be the one to inflict that world on you. I know you won't agree with me on this, that you probably never will, but I think I made the right decision for us both. Better that you be upset now by what I've done than carried down with me into an inescapable world of bad options with no way out. Anyway, the problem's dead now. I killed it. This, what you see before you, that is the death of the very issue that haunted me. It's over. The end. All gone. In a way, it's a perfect solution. To do something so bizarre and radical makes it quite neat and tidy in a certain way of looking. There's a lot of clean-up necessary in the practical sense, of course, but once all that's done, I don't suppose there'll be many strings left dangling. Everything will be tied up beautifully, and most importantly of all, none of it will have to bother you. Of course, I don't suppose you'll be able to see me again, and that is an incredible pain. Who am I to say, of course? I don't know how things will all shake out in the end. Maybe someday we'll be able to spend time together again, and your company will be all the sweeter for the wait, I'm sure. But it seems more likely to me that yesterday will have been the last time we could be together. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you anything. I needed to protect you, keep you safe. Of course, the pain of being without your child like this must be enormous. I can only imagine. Try to remember that I did this for you. Think of it as a gift, if you can. A gift with the terrible price of my absence. Take care of the others. I know people are going to ask a lot of questions, so you'll need to think about who you want to tell and how much you want to share. I won't presume to dictate that to you. I'll leave it all on your terms. You can feel free to show them this letter if you'd like to. I don't suppose I'll care too much after the fact, will I? But Mum, if it is you reading now, make sure to think carefully and have a plan. For your own sake, be careful about who you trust with the knowledge of what I've done and what led me to it. The cats will need taking care of. Life goes on, as you know. I'd love for you to keep them, as some small living part of me still in your life. However, if you can't, and I understand if that's the case, then please just make sure that they're well taken care of by someone. Those two are truly the only ones who've brought me any joy in the last few months, apart from you, of course. I've left you some money and some personal things. If everything was undisturbed, you should find them in the drawer of the desk you found this letter on. I've padlocked it to prevent prying eyes from reaching it first. The combination for the lock is the date when you told me Dad was leaving us. I'm sure that should be one you remember, and something only we know. It's not much, anyway. The small amount of cash I could scrabble together before all this, and a few photos and objects to remember me by. I hope the money will be useful, and the keepsakes will bring you some happiness in the initial patch of darkness. If not, sell them or dispose of them. It hardly matters now. I hope you can understand why I did what I did, even if you can't agree with it. I love you so much. I can only hope that comes through in what is most likely my final piece of communication with you. Please be happy, Mum. That's all I wanted for us both. With all your love, forever and always, your son, Paul. Thank you for listening to Under 1000. I'm your host, Thomas Flower. To follow the show online, look for Under 1000 Pod on Twitter or Facebook. If you'd like to support the show on Patreon, go to patreon.com/under1000pod, where you can sign up to read each month's stories in advance, as well as to have a thank you be read during these credits. The theme music is an instrumental version of In Between Days by Nick Tate and the Sharks. To hear the full song and more from the same EP, go to Nick Tate, NICTATE, and thesharks.bandcamp.com, or search for them on your favourite streaming platform. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and that you'll join me again next time for some more super short fiction.